Greetings viewers, welcome to another Evil strategy session. I am Evil. Have a 4v4 here with Schmunkle, Evil, Friar Tuck, and Unsleep going against Boss Unit, War Chili, Waffle Time, and Timosabi. This is more of a strategy session regarding build orders than it is seeing how cool units interact, so we're going to go ahead and kick into a gear here. And just an FYI, let's see, it's coming any second now. War Chili leaves the game. Real bummer. 3v4, there's not much fun to watch it. So we got to find another point. Boss Unit sends his probe around to go check things out. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the income. Nobody cares. Boss Unit sends his unit out to go see what's going on and begins his build. So he has his pylon. He's got a gateway going down. Let's see. War Chili's out of the game, so who cares? Waffle Time builds his supply depots in the back. I was a little surprised by this when I watched the replay. He didn't go for any type of wall off, either here or a little bit further up. I've seen that mostly done. And hat off to Timosabi, who I believe is the platinum player of this group. Knows what he's doing. So slaps down his gateway first. I'm going to go ahead and finish watching Timosabi's build order for a bit, and then I'll switch over to the rest of the crew. Builds the cybernetics core next, then builds another pylon. I believe he goes for a forge here any second now. Sure enough, there it is. So he's got his high shield, high hit point buildings to absorb the damage up front. He gets the cybernetics core down. He's going for a void ray wall off, and if we'd have scouted this, we would have seen void ray wall off. It's pretty obvious what's going down. So I'm going to slow down for another second here and check out some other bases. Boss Unit has both of his gateways right here tagged to go up to the front of Schmunkle's base. Schmunkle goes for a close-in build. This is pretty typical of Schmunkle. What he'll do is have a line of pylons, sometimes leave room for cannons in here to protect against Dark Templars, but sometimes not. Schmunkle sees what's going down over here with Boss Unit's units, so we had been planning an early attack anyway. We fall back, and we're going to go in. I'll take a look at Evil's base construction momentarily here. Let's see, gateway, and a cannon in the middle. Puts down another cannon over here. What this does is this leaves two small channels, just very, very small. So I think at one point I had blocked these channels off with zealots, and the cannons can keep wailing on stuff. That will prevent any zerglings from coming in. That's a huge problem that we see a lot of is zergling rush, and this is an easy way to defend against it is by proper building. By putting this distance right here instead of pushing the cannon forward another notch, by leaving it back here, this gives room for a zealot to come back here as necessary. Right now we're in offensive mode, so everybody's gone, but were we in defensive mode, zealot here, zealots in front would have prevented quite a bit from happening. So we'll start back up, and there's going to be a mass attack over here. Interestingly, it takes 3 of us to defeat Boss Unit's zealots, so he knows what he's doing. We were going for an early attack, but we didn't have anything on this guy. So we're trailing him on back. While we're doing that, I'll go ahead and take a look here at Boss Unit's base construction. Boss Unit has good base construction. He goes ahead and holds everybody, but here's the unfortunate effect is that when units come rushing in, they're going to come rushing in, and they're going to be able to have a clean line to the mineral line. They can just come right on over. Instead of building with a clean line down to the mineral line, I would suggest these be built in this section over here. There is a small opening for guys to get through right here, but again, my suggestion is to go ahead and build to prevent somebody from easily getting to your mineral line. It's just that extra 5 or 6 seconds may give your buddies a chance to get over, may save a couple of probes. You never know, but instead of funneling people in, funnel people out, which is kind of what Evil has done here. Schmunkle has a good base defense, but in my humble opinion, I would build this direction. Build to protect the main entrance more than anything else. You'll still be able to get your guys out no matter what, but build to protect. Again, Unsleep has a small a creep colony here. No real defenses. We're going heavy offense as best as possible. Friar Tuck didn't even do the standard block off here, which I was a little surprised about. But each to our own. Speaking of surprising, Waffle Time did not do any build out here. He slapped down his command center here. Maybe he was going to go for a Great Wall of China. I'm not really 100% sure. But all these things right here, I can totally see blocking this off to prevent anyone from penetrating and going over to Timosabi's base, where he has no defenses close to his mineral line because he's going for a Void Ray Rush. And just to check out Timosabi, so we saw these 3, and then these 3 photon cannons here. Yes, they're low shield, low hit point in comparison to the Forge Gateway and Cybernetics Core, but there's 3 of them. They're going to really squash anything that comes in. He's got some Stalkers here as well. This is an excellent base construction. I'm going to try and and modify this to my own needs, but I love this, and I'm going to try and use this as well. This is something I can learn from. So here goes Boss units on in. Schmunkle sneaks around the side. Unsleep and Evil come in here to tackle Boss unit. And as soon as we do that, we have a clean line into the mineral line. Friar Tuck brings his Marines over. He's got a couple. And there it is. What's holding us back? Got a couple stalkers here. Evil says, you know, I can never catch these stalkers. If they're properly microed, I'm screwed. Goes ahead and comes over here and has this zealot hold position so that it's not chasing after anything else. And that attracts the attention of all these probes. You know, I kill 1 probe, 2 probes, maybe 3 probes before going down, but that killed Boss unit's income for a while. Granted, you know, 1,000 minerals, he's not hurting. Checking our income, yeah, they're all pretty standard. I don't really see anything scary. Checking resources, Team Wasabi has a ass ton of minerals, not so much gas, because again, that's one of the benefits of Void Ray Rush. Is that's what can happen. Schmunkle has the most minerals on our team, but the Op 4 doing, you know, if Team Wasabi wanted to gift some minerals over to Boss Unit here, I'm pretty sure he could put them to fairly good use. Boss Unit has his gateways on hotkey, which is excellent. Checking out hotkey. So Evil puts down a couple more gateways. Technically, a smarter move would have been to put them over here, but I want to make sure that I can funnel any troops I get out here. I'm going to get gateways soon enough. I'm slow on my cybernetics core. Bummer. Schmunkle sends in some more troops, wipes out Waffle Time, which is why Waffle Time left the game. War Chili still bringing out his minerals and dumping them to both members. Whoopee. Evil sends out his troops, and I think actually I'm looking for a forward operating base at some point. Yep, sure enough. I'm going to swing around this direction and look for a forward operating base. So here goes Unsleep's troops. They're zipping on around. Schmunkle's troops have come in. Team Wasabi's first Void Ray has come out. Yeah, but we've got Terran, and Terran can get Marines so easily. Plus, Evil's working on getting out some Stalkers anyway. It's only a matter of time before we have that anti-air. Schmunkle does not yet... Let's see, is he even mining any gas? Not yet. Does not have anything. There goes the Cybernetics core, so he's starting to work on anti-air. But you know, this many Zerglings are going to do damage at this point. I hear Stalkers dying left and right. You know, Boss Unit is using his Chrono Boost to the best of his abilities. But Evil comes in and starts wiping out stuff. Here goes Team Wasabi's Void Ray. Meanwhile, Friar Tuck had wiped out War Chili's Command Center and SCV, so no more free minerals for that team there. Takes out the Forge, so we're not going to see any Photon Cannons for this. Evil brings over his Stalkers, but unfortunately Team Wasabi's Void Ray is already at full power, which, you know, switching targets in full power kind of sucks. Boss Unit leaves the game because his Nexus has been wiped out. Totally understandable. Here come those Marines as promised. Those Marines are going to take out the Void Ray, and that's going to be the end of that. But I will pause this right here for this moment. So this is good base construction in terms of defending your Nexus. I would have preferred the line extend here first, but this is good. Pylons are going to protect your Nexus. You've got something in front of the pylons so nobody can just rush in and shut everything down. I have had a game with Schmunkle before where I went in and with Dark Templars just wiped out his line of pylons. And that did shut everything down because he did not have this second line. But this is good. Everything's kind of protecting everything else. It's very useful. Again, Evil's construction, you know, should have maybe put this Cybernetics core over here to force things to go the further way around. Team Wasabi had the best base construction of all. And this is not bad from Waffle Time. I understand his reasoning behind it. But it didn't really help him in stopping anything come through. If this had been built over here instead, or maybe as a close-in build, that would have made a big difference. So the game's about to be over. Let's go ahead and get to the conclusion of it. Team Wasabi, not a good game. You know, I feel bad for you, but you know, we all learned something, I believe, from it, so that makes it good, as long as we can take something away. So I hope you enjoyed this strategy session, and until we meet on the field of battle, stay evil.